Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Thinking Out Loud by the Roof Window. This is Dimitri, your host, and I am delighted to be in contact with you through the medium of the auditory channel, and that you're here. I feel privileged to have an audience like yourself, even though I don't know you. I feel privileged that my message is being heard, or at least listened at. The sky is completely blue, 0% cloud cover here through the roof window in French Normandy, and life is good and beautiful. And so today we're going to talk about, I guess, what is. Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, one of my cousins passed away, which filled me with sadness, and hadn't caught up with him for a long time, so it helped the pain dissipate, I guess, to an extent. But he died of a heart attack I was probably 45 years old, and what's come up for me during the funeral and in this process is that if I were to die today, suddenly, I would feel disappointed that my message has not been shared. In a way, I'm always trying to learn more and share more and waiting for the right time for a sense of completion to share what I feel is right to share, or what I feel is beneficial for the world to share. But also, I would feel a great sadness if at the doors of paradise or hell or anywhere in between, I realized that I had not shared a message. And so this brings me to want to share. This gives me a sense of legitimacy in sharing, and it makes me realize that anybody who has gone through anything that they'd like to share and express are entitled to do that, provided it creates value for the world, which, for the most part, it would, unless it comes from the place of the wound, which we'll talk about later, maybe today or tomorrow. And even then, it can still be valuable. So I would feel that. I feel like it is legitimate for me to share my message because it can have value for the world. And even if it does not have it, it has value for me in the pleasure I take in communicating. But I'm sure that if it can help at least one person, that message is worth sharing. And secretly, I'm hoping it will change the life of billions of people. So we'll see about that. Okay, so I'm giving myself permission. That's done. What I'd like to talk about today, I think, which is the most important thing for me. I've heard recently a quote that said, your journey of healing is your message, or something like that. And I like that very much. I think we are all born, and we get we become people, and in that becoming, we collect a certain number of wounds or traumas, or wounds in the emotional sense, or the psychological sense, in the spiritual sense, even, if you like. And we become this semi-working entity, and through the number of dysfunctions that arise from that experience, we will eventually be confronted with the need to overcome these challenges. And that overcoming is the journey, and that overcoming is then the message. So I think there's a lot of truth in that, and a lot of potential in that. If you've ever overcome something in your life, you probably have a message that the world needs to hear. If you have not, overcome anything, but there's still things that feel to you like they're valuable for the world, there's probably value in it too. If it's for the sheer pleasure of you sharing a message and you're enjoying it, people witnessing you sharing that message with joy or whatever sense or emotions come from that will also be their lives will be improved by witnessing you in your truth, in that pleasure. So pretty much any message you have is a good message. I'm not talking about a moral message. I'm talking about a story of transformation, a story of something that has meaning for you. And so the wounds, I'm not getting into the wounds right now. Do I leave the wounds for tomorrow and keep this to bite-sized snippets? Yeah, we can probably leave it to that. Tomorrow we can talk about the wounds. Today I've given myself permission to share. That's a big thing. Yes, so I'm going to leave it to that. Thank you for listening to the episode 2 of Thinking Out Loud by the Roof Window with your host Dimitri, and I'll see you tomorrow where we will talk about emotional wounds and healing.